Nigerian Senate has mandated a joint committee to investigate the operations of Ponzi schemes across Nigeria, following a motion referencing the recent CBEX scam, sponsored by Senators Adetokunbo Abiru and Osita Izunaso. The motion highlights the growing threat posed by fraudulent investment platforms and calls for public hearings in all geopolitical zones. Senator Abiru warned that millions have been defrauded through schemes like CBEX, which collapsed after collecting over 1.3 trillion naira from investors. He blamed weak regulation, poverty, and financial illiteracy for making Nigerians, especially youths, vulnerable to such scams, and urged urgent action to protect citizens and prosecute perpetrators. Senate President Godswill Akpabio backed the motion, recalling his own past experience with fraud schemes. He directed the committees to conduct a thorough investigation and report back within 4 weeks, emphasizing the need for legislative reforms to prevent future financial exploitation. We woke up one morning to people crying on social media, claiming complain of being defrauded by an online platform. This is one out of many because we've had so many cases. What's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I think it's a welcome development that the country is now waging into the issue of a lot of these Ponzi schemes across the country. And I believe that the intervention of the Senate is going to protect many other Nigerians. And it should go beyond regulations, which I know is weak. It should go beyond the rhetorics talking like they are doing to actually being able to hold the people that are responsible for this to account and recovering the money that have been stolen from the people in the name of all of these Ponzi schemes and giving back to citizens that have lost their resources in the process of this. They should also go beyond just talking to taking actions to the extent that Corporate Affairs Commission that gave them a certificate that they normally use to deceive people, withdraw some of those certificates. And they should also ensure that if they must allow any of these Ponzi schemes to operate, they must have a capital base before they go into it, just like banks have capital base. So that when the system and the scheme crashes like we currently have, then they can go into the capital base, pick the resources that they have there to settle the investors. If they can put some of these measures in place, I believe that a lot of citizens will not only be careful in investing, but those who get into the investment scheme will get their recover their funds if the scheme crashes. They shouldn't allow some of these things to chance, because we are in a country where poverty is driving a lot of people to put head in a lot of things that they ought not to put head into. And at the end of the day, you see that it crashes and they go back to more poverty than they were when they started the scheme.
Now, I was going into that factor because you mentioned poverty and financial illiteracy. But we are living in a digital world where everything is, you can learn anything from your seat, from just a phone. So do you think it is not just financial illiteracy, it is greed that could push, because you've let me get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, definitely. Financial illiteracy is not about, it's not all about it. Greed is also there. But then people want to multiply their money. The financial system we have in Nigeria is not such that when you invest your money, you are going to have any good return at the end of the month. So when they see opportunities to bring their money out of the banking system and put into, and after 30 days or 2 weeks or thereabout, they have some good return, they tend to go towards that direction to multiply their money and to reproduce their money the way they should get benefit on it. But when that system in the banking sector is not working as it's supposed to work, then you see them trying to embrace all of these schemes that they believe they want to make quick money. And that is where the greed comes in. Because we want to make quick money, before you know, you don't really evaluate the risk involved in what you are doing, and you run into it. All of these things happen. So the people should try to be careful. There is no quick, routes to success. You must work hard to get your money. Anything that provides or gives opportunity for you to think that you are going to make quick money, know that it's going to be dangerous. So people should be careful and ensure that they invest in something that is legitimate, has government backing, and is also reasonable in terms of the return. Because when they offer so much for little you are bringing in, it is a sign for you to know that it is not a genuine system. Because where are they getting the money from that they have promised you so much that maybe if you invest 50,000 naira, within 30 days you are going to get 500,000 naira? Where do they have the extra 450,000 naira from? And you are not the only one they are telling that. They are telling thousands and millions of people the same thing, and everybody pushing their money. What they will do in the first 2-3 months of the whole thing is to get money from these people, pay to you, to tell others that it is working. They bring in, by the time they bring into 1, 2, 3 point something trillion, just like you are talking about here now, then they pick out all their money and they move. And that is what they have been doing over time. So I think people should learn from their experiences and the experiences of others and forget about using their smartphone to get themselves into trouble and then cry to government. Because the citizens must also try to defend themselves and protect themselves by not getting into schemes that they know is not very genuine or have very strong government backing. That is why I bring in the issue of the Corporate Affairs Commission, because what they normally do is to register these businesses, and they have that CSC certificate, and they go out telling people that they have government endorsement, come and invest your money. At the end of the day, it crashes, and CSC has no power to really be able to confiscate their asset if they have one anywhere. We recall the other MBA that crashed in Port Harcourt, and we learned the CEO left for one of the African countries, bought estate there, and is living large. And those who invested their money are suffering. It's unfortunate that all of these things are happening. So the people should protect themselves, while government will also try their best to also protect them. So regulation is very key here.
Okay, thank you.